Good morning, everybody. Yes, it's Tuesday, June 17th, and I'm not sure where Tracker is. Maybe he'll join in a little bit. So it's just me solo right now. So we're going to take a look at what's really developing on the charts, starting with the indices here. And I see a lot of you putting some requests in there, like the Circle, the Coinbase, NVTS. We'll get to those shortly. But first of all, I'm going to start off with the SPY, and we can see that the SPY is still holding high time frame support. This 886 fib, the 598 right there. So that has been my main focus since it kind of broke out last week, right? Or a couple weeks ago, actually. It did break out above and then flipped it to support. It did close one day below it, but it got right back above it. And now it's still above. So despite all this uncertainty out there, support is still holding. And I'm going to continue to watch that 598.25 level. Continue to hold that, and this can get more bullish. The QQQ also is looking like it's in the same situation. That price is doing fine, right? It's basically holding above the 525 right there, and that is support. So if it did choose to go back down there again, then that would be acceptable for that completely. And Tracker, you showed up! Oh my god!
Better late than never.
Yay!
Just a bit of time.
I thought you got abducted by aliens again.
Oh no, Mr. No. My wife and I just we tried to squeeze in one more game with coffee than usual, and we ran over after I had to use the bathroom. So there you go.
Fair enough.
Everything you wanted to know about
it. Is what it is. Yeah.
It is what it is. But I'm here. I was always going to be here. I'm sorry, I just didn't check in with you early. Let's see. Is it time for me to show the VIX chart, or should I keep you going?
I'm going to finish with the IWM and Bitcoin first. Yeah, so here we go. IWM, how is that one looking this morning? And still holding support too. The 208, that's what I'm watching the most. So basically just watching fib support from the previous highs to the recent lows, and they're all holding their support levels. So nothing is broken despite all the uncertainty out there in the world. And also we can still look at Bitcoin on the 4-hour or on the weekly chart, and it's still also holding the 103.611. And with a lot of doji candle after doji candle after doji candle, just building a base on top of there. And is it scary? I mean, people think it's going to break down, but I'm always about proof. I think it's still holding a very nice previous resistance, flipping to support level. So just it's just buying time until it's able to continue its journey higher. Go ahead, Tracker, with your VIC.
Do you have any ideas on how long it's going to be with Bitcoin based on like its proximity to the Ichimoku cloud or anything?
No, I mean,
it's like, how much longer do we have to wait for Bitcoin to go?
It could take a while, and it could, it could flush back to the conversion line like 98, 99,000. It could do that before it really wants to go up again. But ultimately, I just think patience is what's required for Bitcoin right now, because if we try to rush it, then we might miss out on some explosive opportunities higher.
Indeed. All right, well, let me share my VIX chart here. Thank you very much. So as you can see, this trend line that I drew yesterday through this spike on May 23rd, and then this spike here on June 13th with the Israel-Iran conflict. And we're still just we're bouncing up and down across this as a resistance. And you can see everything, the moving averages are curling up on the 1-hour chart. So I'd say I'm looking for like yesterday, I was looking for a green day, and boy, we got a green day. It's all relative, right? Like, it's not necessarily how far the VIX moves during a day, but it's like, what direction is it moving, and does it make it the whole day or not? And we got a nice morning yesterday, and then it started to take stuff back. I took a bunch of things off the table. I'll show you my Bitcoin chart in a minute. I took a lot of my Bitcoin-related stocks back to cash. And let's see. So 2 things. One, as long as we're below, the stocks are an uptrend. And then 2, Yeah, and as long as the VIX is moving down, you'll see your stocks, lots of stocks advance for the most part. Anyway, you are here now. Here is my SPY chart. And you could saw it just filled out these last little bits here. I see the SPY is basically in an uptrend. It did a test back down to this 8-hour Ichimoku baseline, and I think it really wants to go on higher. I've got 649 basically as my 127.2 top for the SPY, and then Bitcoin. We're in this triangle here, and so there's opportunity to trade in and out of Bitcoin and Bitcoin related stuff. If you're a trader like me, if you're a long-term holder, you're fine. Like Matt said, it'll just take a long time. It'll take a while wait for Bitcoin to go sideways. On his weekly chart, it goes sideways. On the daily chart, or on this 8-hour chart, it does still go up and down, and just relatively every time it's going up, the Bitcoin related stuff goes up, and every time it's going down, they go down. And it was kind of frustrating for Connell or Coinbase and MicroStrategy yesterday. Everyone was asking me, well, Bitcoin's going up. Why are my things going down? I'm like, well, it's relative. It's relatively going. It was going up yesterday, and then it stopped about noon, and then started coming down. I'm looking forward to it's bouncing around in, let's see, I really need to expand this one. It's bouncing around in this 886-702 range, and I think it might be there for a little while. So every time Bitcoin gets close to the 702 at 106.450, I'm a buyer, and every time it gets close to there's just one more time actually. It's probably going to go towards the 886 at 109.887, and then it's going to break out after that. So this is what I'm looking for: some more choppy bits, one more buying opportunity, which I'll be doing hopefully today or maybe tomorrow, and then and then I would love to see it break out and not just do what I call a melt over, where oops, come here, I want this tool, where instead of going up, it just kind of falls over again. So let's hope we don't get that with Bitcoin for it to stall more time. That's it for now. Back to you, Matt.
I see some requests right here. With Circle, I think that's really not much data for me to do. So if you want to tackle that tracker, that's fine. But I just want to show the Coinbase chart for me personally.
Sure.
What I really saw yesterday was just the 4-hour Ichimoku cloud. It just got rejected by it. It tried to break out, but it was just a fake out. So now it's just stuck back inside the cloud. So it's just a normal process, right? It's got back above the 245.66 right here. So this is fine, right? It's anywhere inside the cloud is acceptable still for the potential to break above and go higher. So I think people are looking too much into it. And why did it go down? Well, you don't even need any indicators at all. You can just use like the previous levels here, right? There's a wick above resistance, 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 resistance. So when it got back to that zone, that's resistance, right? So I think this is just doing what it should be doing, just like the rest of the market. Like Ethereum is doing what it's doing, Bitcoin's doing what it's doing. They hit some resistance yesterday with previous levels, right? So in doing so, they go lower despite any kind of conflict out there in the world. They hit previous support, or not previous support. Like Bitcoin was just previous levels that it was at before, right? You can see week over week, all these wicks, it's just big resistance. So if that's the case, then Coinbase is in the same situation where it's just going to get rejected at those same levels. So basically, normal development that I'm seeing, and just more consolidation at a higher level before it really wants to break out. And did you want to tackle Circle? Do you have a chart for that?
Yeah, let me just do two last things just to comment on the thing about the tracker said sell coin, so I sold coin. So here's Bitcoin, and again, I think it's going to go. I thought it might bounce from here, but actually went a little lower. So if it keeps going down, what I'm afraid of with, like say Connell, is that it went to the. Let's see, on the larger degree chart, it beat the 11.4 fib, got over the 23.6, but couldn't get up to the 382, went back to the 236. My fear is it might go down to 1728, and that'd be a great opportunity to buy it again as it retests that 11.4. If I'm wrong and it just goes up, that's fine. I can buy when it breaks out above this 886. If it goes above 28.55, I'll buy it back in, and it should go up to this 50% fib at 42.52. So that's where I'm at with Connell coins, is sort of the same kind of thing. And then, ENPH cautionary tale is, we told you here on the show that it would probably be dead money for a long time now. And it's still looking like it, right? It didn't even get it kind of got my ABC here, ABC, and then it immediately fell. As soon as it came to this 50% fib, it fell off again. So, it's too late to short it, but it's also too early to get back in, I would say. I call it dead money for a while, so there's so much better stuff. Here's NVTS.
Also, just real quick
Corporation.
On ENPH,
Yes.
I think I mentioned like a couple weeks ago, my new target was like 28.50 for ENPH before any kind of recovery. So I think that'll be my main focus. More down before up. So go ahead and continue.
Oh yeah, 28.50 is like way down here. I'm gonna put a little thing. 28.87. I'll put a alert. I'll make this 28.50. The alert will be early, and then that'll be there. Okay. And then I was doing NVTS. This is one of the stocks I like. I got into it big, but I sold yesterday near in this range up here. I thought it did this little wick to fool people that it was going to break out. It did not break out. It went back down. And so now I'm thinking it could go 618,236. So my next target for NVTS is $6.20. That's the 236 fib extension on the right here. I don't have. Oh, it's just like. Hang on. I'm just. I don't want to take a long time on this. Where is my 236? 0.236 on the left. Yeah, well, we're below. Yeah, it's a little. It could even go down to the 236 again, 559. But 620 is my target for NVTS. I'll buy it, and then from there, it should go about 100% higher. If I'm wrong, it just goes up from here. It's like another 75% higher still to my next target at 1262 or 1260 basically. All right. Do you want to keep going, Matt, or do you want to do one?
You can keep going.
Okay. Let me see if I've got Circle. Oh, is it this CRCL Circle Internet Group? Let's look at my 8-hour chart. Let's see, short from here, but it did get higher, so it looks like it's going cray-cray. I'm going to have to work on this one. I think what I did here already was I said if it did go higher, it would probably go to this 2382 at 170.58. It did go to the 2236, so I'd be careful from there, though. I'm going to analyze this when you're working on another one. So let's see, what else could I do? Good morning, Sagata. Oh, ESBET. So ESBET, another one of my ones that I've been in heavy. I also sold this off yesterday, just in case it was going to be testing back down again. Gosh, it's been a tremendous chart from the bottom down here. So, right after it came up here it kind of failed to get to the 50% retrace from. Is it from the 11.4? I can't remember what I got this. Oh, no, that's the retrace that hasn't happened yet. Anyway, I'm kind of thinking either it's going to go up in this box to the 1517 or 1443, or it's going to drop back to find support again at 976 and then build its way back up again and then break out. Because it might be too early for this to break out just yet. So I took the money back to cash, and I'll just see how we go this morning. If price does go higher this morning, it's 10.3% higher to get to 1517. But if it goes down, it is 29% lower to reach 976. Actually, that's 971, 970. About 29% lower to get to 976. So there's ESBET. And I think, the larger degree chart, this thing could go nuts. I mean, let's see, I had this one right over here. Here it is Let me do this on a weekly chart. Here's the weekly with the Ichimoku cloud on log scale. And so you can see how it went above, it went out of the Ichimoku, or I'm sorry, it went out of the Bollinger Band and then just had to drop back down in. But look what happened. After that, it kind of plummeted a little bit through the center, the 21 SMA, but now we're back above it again as support. So, I mean, this could just keep here. If it goes to the 1.4, if it goes to the 127.2, that's $167. So from where price is right now, if this does like some of what some of these other things have been doing, this is DeFi based on Ethereum. That's 1,173% higher. So this is my big bet of 2025 now, or at least of the summer. I'm playing this out. ESBET. So if you want the play-by-play, hour by hour, subscribe to me for just $3 a month. All right, back to you, Matt, and I'll work on the circle chart.
Okay, yeah. AMD. Somebody's asking when they should buy. Well, the time to buy was before this breakout, right? There's plenty of opportunities down at support, especially when you look at the monthly cloud. We were on the show talking about this monthly support for 4 months in a row. The 236, right? The 98, even that huge liquidity grab below. Like that was really the opportunity. Now it's approaching resistance. So I cannot recommend any kind of strategy to accumulate up here, right? This is 131.85, the 50% fib. So I'm going to be cautious in this zone. Not really guaranteed to break out on the first hit, right? It hasn't been above that level since December of last year. So it's been a while since it's even touched that 50% fib. So the closer it gets there, then the more cautious I'll be. If you're looking for an entry at these levels, I mean, maybe let's see. Maybe the back test, if it ever comes, the 200-week moving average down at 116.98, and maybe the 382 fib at 115. But we'll watch this 50-week moving average to see how this develops, right? This could be a resistance right now, but the week is not over. So we'll see if it can actually close above. And the last time it actually closed above that 50-week moving average was back here in October of 2024. So it's been basically a huge resistance. So if it actually closes above it, then that could potentially even flip to support. But I need some kind of confirmation and not just turn into a wick, because if it just turns into a wick by Friday and then closes below, then it's still resistance. So we'll see how this week closes. So right now, it's just caution territory, because the 50-week is technically resistance right now, even though it is above pre-market. The 50% fib is resistance, and then the 100-week at 135. So it's a big resistance zone right now. And the only support zone I like currently is down in the 116, 115 for AMD, if it ever came. Right, I'm not sure it will, but that is the only place I would like it. So with that, Tracker, do you have your circle chart?
I'm just putting the finishing touches on. Switch over to me, and I'll show everybody what I got here. So this is great. I love it when I get more data. So Circle may have topped based on a starting price of $64. It peaks at 138.51, and then so that gives us these fib extensions: the 127.2, the 141.4, and look to the right. It almost got to the 141.4. I don't know if it's going to just finish it out, or if it's just done because of the momentum. Let's get these stats down here. Oh, there's not enough data for MCDX Plus yet on this time scale. But if 165.58, which is right here, was the top, an ABC retrace will take it back down to 125.98. And from there, I get these Fibonacci extensions on the right, fib extensions, which gives me 382.236 of 160. Let me just change this to the 382. At minimum, we'll get a 382.236, so 164.78, which from where price is, well, let's see, from 125.98. If you were able to catch that exact bottom, it would be a 30% higher to the 382, then the 123.6, 100% higher, and then to the 2236, 178%, almost 180% higher. So it's pretty good. It's not even it's not the I've got better stocks in my chart than this one, but this isn't bad. So a good opportunity if you can grab it about $126. And if I'm wrong, it just goes up. It still just goes up and tags 169.36 before falling back down to $126. So there you go, Circle Internet Group. I could do.
What about? Do you have a KULR?
Unity.
Do you have Cooler? Because I think you skipped over
Yes,
that
KULR. Whoops. Thank you. Let's see. On my 8-hour chart, what happened, Cooler? What happened? It isn't the best. So this isn't. I didn't do this chart with my. Let me come back to this one. Let me redraw this one because I can make this better with my new methodology.
All right. I actually have I have Unity if you want to work on that. So.
All right, I'll work on it. Yeah, let's do that. Tag team.
Yeah. All right. So Unity, it's looking all right, right? We can see that it's back inside the weekly cloud, right? It's back above the conversion and the baseline here, and it's back basically in a nice zone. It's just getting rejected by the 100-week moving average, as it has been for a very, very long time. Like, when was the last time Unity was above the 100-week moving average? And we have to go way back to never, right? It was never above because it just was created in August of 2022. So basically, that's a big deal, right? If it ever can flip it to a support, which it looks like it has potential soon, then that's a big deal, right? Then I think it could actually continue its journey to the 36, 45, and maybe the 40s above. But it's not ready yet. So it just keeps on getting rejected there. And we can see that maybe the 24 level right here, maybe 23, right? $24, $23 could be a good support zone to maybe just keep on building a base before it really wants to break out of the cloud, break out of the 100 at the same time, and then basically go to the 30s. So it probably needs a few more weeks of time to get more bullish, but it is getting in that direction. And I think it is possible, especially if this cloud support continues to hold right here in the $23 range. So not a bad looking chart anymore. It has potential to break out, just not ready yet. Maybe a few more weeks or so before it really wants to try to get out of that cloud. All right, Tracker, go ahead.
I'm not quite done yet. If you can keep going.
I'll keep going here. Yeah, I'll do Crowd and Shop here. CrowdStrike, CRWD, and Shopify. So CrowdStrike did get to the 1.272 fib. It got to the 479.90, and it's getting rejected again. So we'll see if it can close the week above. Last week, it did close at 480.62, so it did close above it last week, just barely. But this week is kind of posing as some kind of resistance, so we got to just pay attention to that level, 479.90. Close above it, it can get more bullish. Stay below it, then guess what? It's going to be resistance, and it could even go retrace back to some of these levels here because it is quite extended now way up here and could easily fall back down to the 420s or a little bit lower before trying to break that level. So I'm cautious here until there's more conviction that it really wants to break above. And right now I don't really have that since price is spending more time this week below it. And Shopify here. We'll take a look at this chart. Haven't seen this one in a while, but no change. It's still getting rejected by the 114.67. That is the resistance, and until that breaks, it's not going to go higher. It's just going to keep on being in the same range, maybe the 100 to the 114 zone down here. This is the whole range it's been in for the past month and a half almost, and until this 114 breaks, it's just going to be range bound. So I like it closer to 100 as support and resistance 114. So that's the range until it breaks. So Tracker, back to you.
All right, I do have Cooler finally here. And this is an interesting chart. It's a battle of the retracements. So the first thing you have to look at is the entire history of the chart from the highest high it ever got was, that's not true. The earliest high it got was $5 and then down to 10 cents. And then it gives us these fib retracements on the left here. And it made a slightly higher high, but it couldn't get to the 127.2. It just wasn't ready for that. And it got knocked all the way back down to the 11.4 on the left side here. And that's where we are right now. It kind of dipped down to 11.4. My stuff's kind of in the way, but on the weekly, a little doji down here on the weekly chart. So it's time for, as long as it's already hit the bottom at 78 cents. If 78 cents is the bottom, the ABC retrace back up is the center fib. Center set of retracements here. So 382, 236, 618 takes it to $3.69. Or in percentage wise, hey, come here. I clicked you. 194% to the A wave and 318% to the C wave. So it's a good high risk, high reward entry here, I would say. And then eventually, if it can overcome all of this, retrace to here, consolidate, make a higher low, and then build up again, it should see like 772 at some point, or maybe it'll just at least fulfill its original destiny of 703. So, and then that would be a lot higher from where price is now. That would be like a 660% to 747%. So for right now, I'd say it's a good entry for a high risk, high reward play. That's Cooler Technology, KULR. I might have to consider an entry into it. Let's see. Did you do DraftKings?
Not yet, no.
We do DKNG. I haven't looked at this one in a while. It's holding up, which is good. So my target still for just basically just to a 382,236 at minimum would take it to $46.39 from where we are now. That would be about 22% higher. Let's see if my order block detector has anything to tell us. Order block detector says it could extend to the 618. But we'll know if it can make if it can get closer to the 50% fib. Like if it goes to $49, then it probably will go to the 618 at 56.73. Let me just add some alerts on this one. I haven't really been watching this one. It's kind of slow moving for me, so I haven't been doing anything with it. At one point I liked it though. I don't know what happened. I guess I forgot about it. All right, there you go, DraftKings. I don't see it needing to go lower. I guess it could be in a triangle, but it shouldn't be here for long. Yeah, I think 46.39 next at minimum. NPP, Neptune Digital Assets. Let me just take a quick look at this over the counter. Oh, I've talked about this before. I said it could get an ABC retrace. What happened? It got more than that. Well, it got a really fast dump, and then now it's in a triangle. I'm going to have to come back to this one and look at it. Do you have another one?
Yeah, I was going to do.
This looks.
I was going to do two that I missed: the BE and the NBIS. I got those on deck. So,
okay.
BE.
Well, yeah, I like NBIS.
Bloom Energy Corporation. It's trying to get a little bit more bullish. We got a couple of resistance points right to point out, and that is the 618 fib, the 2370 right up here. It's getting rejected, and even the baseline is starting to kind of get rejected right there, and that's really right around 2250. So we'll see if it can break above this week. It did open the weekly candle above it, but it is kind of below at pre-market. So if that does get rejected, then it could come back down to retest this 1950 zone, right? That 50% fib before it really wants to try to break higher. So just be a little bit cautious in this resistance zone. And we can see this zone is a big zone, right? All these bodies of these candles, that's a big, powerful resistance zone. So caution in that territory from the 2250 all the way up to the 2370. Be a little bit cautious there because it could come back down to the 20 or the 1950s. Before it really wants to break higher. So it's a nice chart, right? But it's just at resistance. So it just might need a little bit more time before it can try to break above this 2370 here. And NBIS, we'll take a look here. And still, it can't break above the weekly cloud. So I think that's really the only thing we need to pay attention to. And the 100-week moving average right there, which is at 5403. And the top of the cloud is at like 5070. So the good thing about NBIS is this 200-week moving average, previous support flipped to resistance. Now it looks like it has potential to be a support again. So we have a very tight range, right, between the 48.30s and basically the 50.50s. So this is a very tight range until it can really try to break out. But I think as long as 48.34 can continue to hold as support, then this chart can break this resistance above and even head to the 68.60s. So a chart that was under a lot of resistance for a long time, right, is finally trying to break free and go higher. So stay above 48.34, and this is going to be a good looking chart.
All right, I've just about got Neptune Digital Assets here. This is a wild stock. Oh my God, it's been on such a ride. I can just show you right now. Let's see, am I up? Thank you, Matt. All right, so from less than 0.3 of a cent, it ran up to $1.78, back down to a higher low, and then made a higher high. And then look at this ABC retrace after that. Well, it dropped back down to just below the 50% retrace on the larger scale fib, and it made an ABC that went like over 50%, almost back to where it started, and then megaphone back up to the 618. And then now it's consolidating, which is fine. That's great. And so what I've done is I've simply done a set of fib extensions now. Right here, this row here is the fib extensions from the all-time low to the all-time high, and then back to this higher low. So this crazy stock just might do. Let's see. Gosh, let's do 382. At minimum, 382, 236, 1236, 764. That's about the rate speed for the stock. 2236. So, this little stock that could, from where price is right now, it could get a 381% higher to the wave 5 top, or at least 200% higher to the 123.6 fib. Now, this is kind of it's pretty tight. Now, I can't really predict timing on this. This is way exaggerated, so you guys can see my fib levels. All this stuff would take place inside of this slice here. I don't know. Again, high risk, high reward, I would say. Yeah, if there's options on this thing, I might have to play the options on this. All right, that's it. That's it for NPPTF. I buy long out of the money calls is what I would do with this. What do we have?
All
It's
right.
903. Oh my gosh.
I got one. Yeah, I'll do one more, and then I'll let you finish up after that. So
Okay.
I see a couple requests for BYDDY, so I'll do that one, and we'll take a look here. And basically, something that tried to be support right there is looking like it is a resistance. So I'm going to be watching that 102.31. So can't get back above it, then it's going to go lower, right? So that's the thing I'm focused on the most. And it tried last week, but it turned into a long wick. So that's not really a bullish candle formation. So I think the focus for me is 102 is resistance, and baseline below around 92 is support. Right, that's really what I'm looking at, because it probably wants to just gravitate closer to this weekly cloud before it really wants to try to break this resistance. It's a very bullish chart, but it is quite extended on the weekly time frame. So that means retesting levels in the 90, 92, maybe even 84, a little bit lower. That's the zone I like down below before trying to break out. So resistance here, support down here, cautious here, more bullish down here. So that is my last chart. Tracker, take us out.
Oh my God. I'm going to try to squeeze in 4 quick hot takes. The first one is that Bitcoin is now, right this moment, at the support level that I'm expecting to hold. Unless it drops all the way down to the bottom of this triangle, I would really like to see it stop right here at 105,514, which means you could possibly buy in to the Bitcoin related stocks. Another one I wanted to show you was ASTS Spacemobile, which looks like it's definitely hit my 618 resistance yesterday. So look for a buying opportunity to get it back down here at the support at 236 for $26. Why does it say 32? $26.56. 26.56 is where I would try to buy it next. and then you'll get a really nice return, 140% higher to the 123.6 up here at 64.93. Third quick take, obviously, is Tesla. I didn't get a chance to cover that. TSLA. Tesla's basically just, I think it's going to range, right? I said this yesterday. It's just going to be stuck in a range through the rest of this week. And then next week, it might try to go up to 350.74. That hasn't changed. It's range bound here. It's stuck between this 300 moving average on the 8-hour chart and the 75 moving average on the 8-hour chart. It's stuck right between these two moving averages, and that's where it's going to be. It'll pump up to 350, then maybe drop back down to 322. On robotaxi day, it pumps, or after the robotaxi day, it pumps up and then drops just like a couple days after that. And then it goes higher, hopefully. And then what was the last thing I was going to do? Oh, HIMS. HIMS. Much like Space Mobile. Well, not much like Space Mobile. I think HIMS keeps teasing us. It keeps trying to get people to buy these spikes up, but I think it's still headed for 45.25. It's just, how do you make a chart look like it's going up without actually going up? You just keep doing these spikes up. So don't be fooled. I'm out of HIMS right now, and as soon as it hits my 45.27 target, I'm going to be right back into HIMZ, the 2x HIMS. And there you go. Thanks, everybody. I can't believe it's only Tuesday.
Yeah, and
but I'm excited. I'm looking for.
And
yeah.
Kat said he's down for a triumvirate episode tonight if you are trackers. So we will.
Yes, absolutely. I'm fired up for it. I'm looking for generally a red day today and lots of buying opportunities. I raised a ton of cash yesterday, like more than half my portfolio is in cash right now. I'm so excited.
Good. So yeah, we'll see you guys tonight, 7:30 Eastern time.
Yeah. Oh, I'm getting a golf clap from my son too. Thanks. Thanks, sweetie. All right. All right. I'll see you guys tonight, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Bye-bye.
PM, 7:30 PM.
Bye.
Bye.